everybody's been wrong about what the Denver real estate market is going to do. I mean, since 2015, they've been calling for the end of the world and the market to crash. That's why we like to look at stats here only instead of just the headlines to tell you exactly what is going on in the Denver real estate market. My name is Alex Saldana. I've been a local Denver agent since 2010, helping hundreds of buyers, sellers relocating across the Denver area. And it's the beginning of February 2025, which means January numbers are out. So are we continuing on trend with year over year? Are we in more of a slump? What's the inventory doing? Is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? And we're just going to jump right into it. Now, stay tuned because I've got something really cool. It's a new tool for all of you guys for free, all of my followers, listeners, and I'll show you how to utilize this because this is really cool. New listings. What we're looking at here is a 5-year chart. Now we have a massive jump in inventory from December to January. We're from 3,400 up to 7,100. That's almost double. Heck, I think that's more than double of the amount of inventory that's coming onto the market from December to January. New listings, new people coming on. Now, is that on trend? Last year, we went from 3,000 to 5,600. So just about. How about the year before? Went from 3,000 up to 4,700. So December is our low, and then we tick up well in January. 2022 was our hyper year. We only jumped up by about, 15, 20%. But this year, we got a lot more new listings hitting the market. A lot of stuff went expired, though. Okay. Now, active on the market. This is where we always start to trend up. January, December are usually our low points for inventory for the year. And we can see the amount of active inventory went from 14,500 up to 14,660. So really the stuff that's coming on is matching what's being sold and off the market, essentially. We'll look at closed numbers in a moment here. What were we last year? January was actually the low of active listings, and December was just a little bit higher. So bucking the trend a little bit here, but just kind of flat. The year before, February was the low. In 2022, January and February were about the same. So, expect February numbers to be kind of on par with the amount of active listings there. If we see a big spike here in February, we know that prices might get depressed a little bit, or at least stay flat through the spring selling season. We'll find out, and I'll keep you posted. Now, pending. So this is what's driving everybody right now. This is what all the media is always talking about, right? Is how many properties are actually closing. Well, pending is going under contract and will be set to close in the next, 30, 60, 90 days, whatever it is. January was our low this year of 3,900 under contract. We jumped up to 5,100 compared to last year. That's 3,700 up to 5,000 in January. So we bumped up a lot last year. And that's about the same trend this year. And we're about 2.9% more under contract than what we were last year. Now, to go back to active inventory, how much more are we? We have 33% more active inventory in 2025 so far than we did in 2024. That's pretty significant. That's a third more inventory in the entire market to choose from. So what's that going to do? Well, when people have more options, things sit on the market for a little bit longer. If sellers need to sell, they start doing price drops, right? And we'll look at that here in a minute too. So that's kind of a significant number. Now, actually going back here, sorry, I'm backtracking back to active listings. When we look at the trend, this is the last 15 years of data going back to 2010. We can see 2010, crisis. 2012 was about when prices bottomed out. And we can just see that the trend on inventory has just been slowly going down, kind of flattened. And then 2021 and 22 hit, bottomed out like nothing was for sale. And then boom, we're back on the rise again. So I still think we're in a healthy environment for the amount of active inventory. If we peak above this year's September number, all right, that's going to be the most amount of inventory we've had in the last 12 to 15 years. So expect prices to do something. The amount closed. All right. 3,800 closed in January of 2025 across the entire Denver metro market. What was it like last year? 3,500. So 8.6% more closed this year, but these are still really small numbers, ladies and gentlemen. So I wouldn't get too wrapped up in this. All it's telling me is that we're on trend. During the busier years, January is still the low, 4,300 versus this year, 3,800, like four or 500 homes difference from this year to like the crazy mania in 2021 and 22. Nothing to write home about. Now, days in MLS. This is a big conversation I'm having a lot lately with sellers, right? Setting the right expectation. How long is it going to take to sell my home? Well, the average right now is 67 days on the market before going under contract, meaning then another 30 days after that. So you're looking at about 3 months on average. Now, that's the average. That doesn't mean anything. Obviously, different price points, different neighborhoods, how much inventory is available for your buyer's box that would be looking at your house. It just varies greatly. It could be a weekend, right? We've had two go live the last 2 weeks. One is kind of a ghost town, and the other one we had multiple offers on, right? It just is what it is. I want you to check something out here. I've got this new home report tool. Now, this isn't just what we think your home might be able to sell for. This is a better algorithm than you're going to find on Zillow or Redfin or anything like that. This is a lot more structured. I pay a lot of money to have these reports done, but I'm giving it all to you guys for absolutely free. And so it'll go through and give you a rough idea what your home might be worth. Any increases or decreases over the months, right? You can see the price trending here, recently sold comps. But then the interesting part is actually your home equity, right? At the end of the day, who cares what your house can sell for? You want to know how much you're going to be left with in your pocket, right? So it can track your loan, how much you've paid on the principal versus interest and your current home equity. So that way, if you were making a decision on if you're going to buy an investment property, if you're going to move up or do a lateral move, like what does that look like? How much home equity do you actually have in your property? Or if you're looking to do renovations, right, and take out a HELOC, what does that potentially look like, as well as what doing a refi could get you, right? If you were to do a 15-year or an adjustable rate, 30-year fixed rate, and you can reach out now. Granted, interest rates are high right now, but as they start to decline or drop, there might be some opportunity there. You track your 401k, right? You track your stocks, you track your investments, but not many people actually track the equity in their home. Fill out your basic information. It'll kick out this home report for you. And of course, if you have any questions, we can chat about it. So that's my new tool, free for you. 2.5 months of inventory in December, 2.6 months of inventory in January, just ticking up slightly. We peaked out at about 3.8 in August. Last year, we were at 2 months of inventory in January. So we're 30% higher, right? Which matches with the amount of active listings that are on the market. So pay attention to this. Showings. What's showing activity looking like? Well, right now, average showings per under contract. So you're on the market. How many showings does it take before you go under contract? You're looking at almost 17 right now. That's the average. And then we're seeing in January 6 showings per listing. So that's pointing to about 2.5 months on the market before going under contract. And that is down. So last year, where were we at here? In January, we had 7.2 showings. So we're down, year over year. And how many showings per listing? Well, there's probably just as many buyers. There just happens to be more inventory available. Okay. And then what you've all been waiting for, and sorry, I've kept you waiting. What is the median close price doing? We ticked down in January, down from 555 down to 552, but that is still up 4% year over year. Last year we were at 531, and this year we're at 552. That's still a decent clip up. I was a little surprised at that. What we're going to see over the next 3 to 4 months, as we always do, is this number just like last year, right? January 2024, we were at 530, then we were at 548, then we were at 570, and we kind of hovered all the way up to 580 in June. So again, I'm harping March, April, very beginning of May are the best months to be a seller. You will net on average 5 to 8% more than you will at any other time of year. And again, if you want to know how much your equity is and how to put that to work for you, there's your QR code. Go ahead and scan it, or there's a link in the description below. But if you want to know how we're getting sellers up to $95,000 or more for their house, just go ahead, watch this video.